Live, and I'm gonna say, "Hey, folks, we're live." But then I'm supposed to go down here. Where's the damn thing? And I'm supposed to hit this button. And I'm still clicking names. I'm going to do this first before we get started. And I say, anybody else being here? Go all the way up there top. As you can see, Warren says tonight's Gong show is rigged. But wasn't that the way the Gong show was?
Rigged. It's always rigged.
I was pretty sure Gong show was always rigged. So, of course. Drone Shots, glad to have you here. JC Flying, good to have you here. Michael from Fly Zone Drones. Come on, click up. Come on, click. Click up. There we go. Fly Zone Drones, glad to have you here. Indy Kurt, what's up, Kurt? Glad to have you here. Mr. Crowley and his drone, good to see you. Steven Drones, how you doing? Where to see? You got JC again, Steve again. Rolling. You got Will from Will's Design Photography. That's one of the people that me and Angel fly with sometimes. It's been a while. You've actually flown with Will? Or
no.
Yeah, I was gonna say we've met. You've met Will. You hadn't flown with him. I've sat next to Will while he flew his Altel drone, and I just kind of couldn't get it up. Anyway, going back to the chat, we got Warren again. We got Jim's droning. Mr. Charles Hatmaker, glad to see you, sir. We got David from AZ Drone Dude. John from Flying Flynn Media. Let's see what else. I don't know why I'm doing the quavers or whatever with them singing people's names. Stephen W. Knowles, good to see you. Glad to have you here. Any names I've missed? Eric Lipinski, good to see you. Wayne B. Is Eric? Oh, we got Johnny Mac. Hang on. Got to get Johnny Mac. Everybody here is a moderator. So the big deal here is the reason everybody's a moderator. This channel is about community. So I want to bring this up. This channel is about community. So I do my best to give everybody that's cool. Black Mamba, what the hell? I didn't have. Why in the hell? I thought I had given all these people. So anyway, making sure that everybody can go check out other people's channels. You can subscribe. You can check them out. That's why everybody here, unless you're a dick, like I can be sometimes, I'm not going to deny that. Hopefully not tonight. But unless you're a total dick in the chat, then you're always going to keep your mod status. And so you can check out everybody's channel. And that's the purpose here because it's community-based. And with that being said, I want to bring something up about the community that's something people may or may not have known. And I want the people that are here tonight to please spread the word. Go over to Air Photography's channel. It's my understanding that he is under the weather. So he's going through a difficult time right now. So get over there, check out his channel, show him some love, tell him that you're praying for him to get better. Send him some early holiday wishes. I don't, whatever. Just get over there.
Drop the link in the chat.
Everybody knows who Sean from Air Photography's got like 300,000 subscribers. So
okay,
just get over there. Make sure you tell him, hey, we're all thinking about you. We hope your health gets better. Okay, since I brought that stuff up, let me get back down here to the chat again. I will personally say that I have. Hey, Ken, what's up? Place it here. Is there somebody else I missed? Susan's here. Anybody else? Keep going back. Eric Lipinski's. Kovac's talking in the chat now. Black Mamba, who I got back. I don't know. There's Herman's here. Johnny Mac. Okay, here we go. So we got all that taken care of. So next up with Bill. Tomorrow I go. Let me get back down here. Hey, there's Drone Anew. Did I see Drone Anew? I thought I saw Drone Anew. I said Drone Anew. Drone Anew. There we go. Carolina Air Shots. Making sure I'm trying to look and see, make sure everybody's got their good meritance badge. Okay.
Why is John Bon Jovi here instead of Angel?
That's not John. That's not John Bon Jovi.
That's JP Morgan.
That's JP Morgan. Exactly. Yeah. That's JP Morgan, man.
My name is Boudreaux.
Oh no, this is Boudreaux. I forgot this is Boudreaux.
He gives love a bad name.
Substitute for JP Morgan. Anyway, okay. I'm going to start my health issues again. I'm going tomorrow to get an MRI, and they're going to blew my shoulder back together, supposedly.
I thought you were gonna say or
Okay.
do like the MRI to see if you had a brain, but probably just fine.
They're good. They do that normally too, but that's not this month. That's next month.
Oh, that's next month.
That's actually that's next month, December.
That's like microsurgery, right?
December. Actually, no, they're going to install a whole new brain. You're going to install a whole new brain.
We'll have a new bill.
Yeah, maybe even more sarcastic.
Oh my goodness.
Okay,
So,
but yes, and then I got to go
reprogram.
get another MRI, and then the neurosurgeon is going to carve open my back and do something to my lower spine because it's got all my plumbing screwed up, and it's a 90% chance of success, and that scares the shit out of me. That's why I've been such a pussy for 2 years. I don't like the 1 in 10 chance of not walking. Damn it,
That ain't good. No,
but if I don't, I'm tired of eating. I get right now. I got to take 12 pills a day to go to the bathroom, and I'm tired of that too. I'm tired of just rolling one way and my shoulder snapping so bad that everything goes numb except for the ice pick stabbed into my shoulder in pain. Sometimes I can get up in the mornings and I feel like the Tin Woodsman when he doesn't have any oil.
Yeah.
You're like, baby, please, can you just put some Bengay on my lower back? So it's that kind of thing. So I'm going to start doing all that stuff again. So maybe I'll do some of those live streams from the operating table like everybody else does. Oh, here we go. But before this is, I want to give an explanation as to why, because today is, what is it? I'm going to do it right. Dia de los Muertos, which is the second day of dead, because the first day is Dia de los Muertos is just for the children, and then the second day is on November 2nd, is for the adults. So tonight,
and the day in between is All Saints Day, and that's why it's not a continuous party. You have to go to church on All Saints Day.
Well, that's cool. Okay, so that's what I was saying. And tonight we're honoring my parents are gone, so I'm doing this partially as an honor for my parents and for Chuck Barris, for whom, if we didn't have Chuck Barris, I'm pretty damn sure we probably wouldn't have YouTube, because Chuck Barris was the man that figured out the real stars were sitting at home watching TV, and he put them on TV. He created the Newlywed Game. He created the Newlywed Game, which has evolved into The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. Yeah. You've got all those different games, Match Game, all of them, Hollywood. All that shit came from his brain. I mean, at one time he had more game shows and more 30-minute shows on than any other network in history. So
show the picture, Bill. I just shared. There he is.
There he is.
And if y'all know any of his backstory, he told everybody right before he passed away that he was actually a hitman for the CIA. They made a movie about it too. So it's all in good fun. So I'm going to post the link here in a little bit. If you want to jump on, that's great. All I'm asking is you don't be a dick, and we got room for 10 people. So if we get to 10 people and other people want to come on, please just make room for other people. Everybody that's here right now is one of the exempt hosts. Okay, I've got one or two other special guests that might make an appearance.
I'll make room for a victim.
Who are also and Santa is always on call at this time of the season, so be prepared.
Sorry.
All right. So, should we do a little talk about today's releases?
Yes.
Or should we go ahead and throw out the link and let somebody come in?
No, let's talk about Mavic 3 Classic and why was it released.
What do you think, Chuck?
First.
Go for it.
I thought it should have come out a year ago. This should have been the drone that came out a year ago and was all effed up because the firmware wasn't ready and everything with the smaller camera, and been the Mavic 2 Pro replacement. Then I would have been like, yeah, I gotta have it. I would have bought it. And then now, a year later, they would have released the one with the zoom lens. I'm like, oh, gotta have it. I would have bought that one too. That's it.
Go ahead, keep going.
What?
Yeah.
So they did it backwards. So they could have just called it the Mavic 3 And then, like Bill, like you said earlier, man, you said this could have been the Mavic 3 Pro.
I'm just saying the link's already in the chat for anybody that wants to join us.
Oh yeah, that. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean it's
Right,
such,
so it should have
such a
been just like
difference.
Bill and I were talking about earlier. It should have been.
Dom! All the way from down under.
Dominic.
folks.
What a surprise!
Yeah, I
He's
just
on
thought
here.
I'd come on and see if I can get gonged.
Well, it's not going to be that way.
Well, do you sing or dance or?
I can tell a joke.
Oh, that'll work. That'll work. You can tell a joke.
I went into a furniture store the other day, and the salesman said to me, "The sofa will seat 5 people without any problems." I turned around to him and said, "What the hell? Where am I going to find 5 people without any problems?"
Where's our
Not on
gong?
this planet.
Yeah.
Who has the gong?
We're. I thought we pretty much explained that. There's no such thing. So they're saying Dom. They're not saying Gong. Gong is the word. So Dom has done very well so far. So we still have room for 5 more people who are interested or not interested. But in the meantime, okay. Anybody else want to talk more about the Mavic 3?
So how's the price rate against the the regular 3?
It doesn't make sense. It seems like they're trying to lean you more towards purchasing the more expensive Mavic 3.
Yeah,
They want to get you that direction more. They want you to look at the Mavic Classic and say, no, I'd rather have the nah. So basically what this is to bait people who would normally buy an Air 2 or an Air 3S. It's to bait you into purchasing a more expensive drone. Because
it really is a shame.
Here's what's funny. Did anybody remember last week? Keith!
Hello.
Hey, Keith.
Hiya.
Okay, what do you think of the Mavic 3 Classic? Do you have any input, sir?
Who, me?
Yes.
Yeah, I think
Here's my ride.
It's all very quick.
Welcome.
I think it's the answer to the Mavic 2 Pro. I find it incredibly interesting how every single one of these early adopter YouTubers has all made the same video comparing it to the Mavic 2 Pro, which I think is a DJI sort of, you should do it this way.
Oh, this is a directive?
Yeah.
You must
I want to convert those 2 Pro flyers to the 3 Classic at least.
Exactly. But it hasn't been selling not that well. I mean, it has sold, but it hasn't sold that well. And I think that this is their answer to try and make it sell. I mean, it is considerably cheaper.
Okay, but what do you think of what I said about them seemingly baiting you by the higher end? Because it's not as close to the Air 2 frame as I thought it was going to be in price. It's actually closer to the Mavic 3, the actual Mavic 3 in price. So you're going to say, like, well, if I just spend $250 more.
I don't know about that, because here it's considerably cheaper. So the drone on its own is only about $150 more than an Air 2S Flymore kit. So, okay, you get a lot more in the Flymore kit, but you get a Mavic 3. So,
I thought that's
unusual. Woo-hoo! See, nobody. This is so cool. Nobody is even mentioned that word, and we're not. I feel like we're watching one of those shows, and the secret word is.
But I think the Classic will sell well.
Here's the secret word. I'm going to type it in now.
What is the list price in the U.S. for
$14.69 just for the drone?
I can see a serious photographer.
Wait.
That's a lot of money.
$14.69 just for the drone.
Right.
Just a drone. $15.99 for the RC-N1, and then $17.49 for the RC.
So for just under $1,500 in the U.S., you get a drone.
Yeah.
No remote.
No remote. No remote.
Right. No remote.
But you get.
Are you really going to do it? Are you going to do it?
What?
And that's one battery, right?
You see that? You saw that
One
grin,
battery.
didn't you? Whoa.
My
Wait,
grin?
Stop the show. Stop the show.
My grin?
I need to correct something. And I offended my friend last week for his birthday.
Redundancy.
And I did not mean to do that. So it was all in good fun. It was a a roast joke. I do not think that Chuck has a drinking problem. I don't want anybody to ever think he has a drinking problem. No, I'm not. It's not laugh. I don't want anybody to laugh. It's not because I hurt his feelings and I didn't mean to do that. It was a joke. It was just a joke. So, and he was very tired, very, very tired last week. That was it.
I'm thirsty and need water.
So, I don't want anybody to think that, please don't think that.
Sorry, I was laughing, Chuck, because I thought it was all pretty funny. I really did. And I thought you, with Lori sleeping behind you and that's what happened. We egged it on. We egged wine flowing
you guys just don't know that Lori's.
I had the cranberries in the background.
Well, Lori is dealing with a tooth problem, and it happened in England, and she was doing her best to push through, and she just wanted to sleep.
Chuck,
and they're making all this.
A little closer to the mic, please.
Excuse me, whose show is this?
He had to make the.
I'm glad you said it, but I mean, like, nobody said anything earlier, so thanks, Art. But
you were soft. Everybody was able to talk on top of you.
Well, I wasn't whispering this week like last
everybody
week.
Was wanting to talk on top.
That was another thing. I had to whisper last week because Lori really wanted to sleep, and it was just it was a shitty setup, and
it was awesome, man. It worked out. It was fun. I'm just like I said that one thing. I'm sorry that it went that way.
It was
it was awesome, except for your wife getting mad, which actually, was
not feeling well, and it was really hard for her to. We vlogged all week, and I couldn't have done what she did.
Well, what sucked was how the hotel fucked you, man.
Yeah, they did.
That was because you didn't. You should have had an extra area, the room to where you could have gone and.
You should have given me another room.
There were no other rooms.
Different room.
Actually, that's a whole nother story.
Okay.
The place should have been straight up with us and said, "Yeah, we don't have what you're looking for. You might want to look somewhere else." And instead, the day we're driving, I'm at Stonehenge, I think, when probably the phone rang. I didn't hear it. I'm holding a camera on a selfie stick.
Okay, we're in the bottom of the second, or going into the bottom of the second inning, and it's still no score in the World Series.
So, Chuck, if I had $1,500 to spend, would you suggest I get the Mavic 3 Classic or the Avata?
Mavic 3 Classic.
What? Those are two completely different drones.
What you want? Mavic 3 Classic.
What have you got?
No. I mean, he just talked about.
He's got a Mini 3 Pro.
He's got a what?
Mini 3 Pro.
He's got a Mini 3
Air
Pro.
2S. Air 2S.
Oh, get the Avata then. Yeah, I mean, but I'm just saying. I mean, they're like two totally different drones, but that's right. It's the Mavic. You're the Mini 3 Pro.
Well, hey, go fly Tom's. Tom will let you fly his. See which one you want more. As a matter of fact, here you go, Bob. You're in Las Vegas. I know damn good and well there's got to be a drone rental place somewhere. Go rent a Mavic 3 for a day. See what you think about what kind of footage you get out of it. You can write your 107. You can write that off. That rental. You can write that off.
How much do you think a rental is?
$65 plus maybe the security deposit you get back after you turn the drone in for a day.
Yeah. Okay.
If Dale was here or available, I could ask him. He's just over the mountain. His store is just over the mountain from me, and he does that stuff. Okay, so let's see. We got a bunch of people. Okay, Mike Drones and RC Hobby. Yeah, Zach. ¿Cómo está?
So Bob, you're gonna get a Nevada?
I might.
They're
good choice.
Okay,
I might. I mean, it's a lot of fun, and if I get some indoor jobs, I'm thinking real estate indoor, or I have a large indoor.
They have to be clean. They have to be very clean homes.
Where'd it go? No.
Because it'll kick up dust everywhere.
Where did it go? Damn it.
But the Avata could possibly be used for real estate. It's fun to fly.
But who's the Gong directed at? We've got more people on. He's gonging. That's the first gong I've seen. But see, I guess he's gonging chat. Are you gonging
Probably
the chat?
Me.
No, we don't want the
Probably
chat
me.
to leave. Bring more people. Okay, you can leave and bring more people back here. That's fine. But don't stay gone long. Okay.
Don't stay gong long. Is that what you said?
Gong, gong.
Gong,
Okay,
gong, gong. You've
okay,
been gong
so
so
I've
long.
gonged
man.
you
Gong,
for
gong,
a
gong
long
so
time.
long.
Okay, you
Remember
all,
that song?
you
It's
gonged me
gong,
long
actually, not
time.
gong, but
Okay, I need to understand
me
something.
gong you long,
I need to
long time.
understand
What?
something. I don't understand what was offensive about cranberries, Art. Yeah, see, Bob's
It's kind
like
of
me.
an
I don't.
inside joke between Chuck and me back in the
The
early days when he was doing his videos with Lori. They were kind of stiff, like the ocean spray guys. That's
I
what
just thought it was his gimmick, his shtick.
No,
I didn't know that
no,
it
we were
was.
just learning. We were learning. We're
yeah.
still.
So I
don't know you
pointed
guys,
that
but
out,
I'm
and,
still
and
learning.
Charles
Okay,
What?
so
doing much better. He's more natural now.
More au naturel.
okay, something else I wanted to clear up. Some people, I think there's a little bit of misunderstanding. Okay, when your Mini 3 Pro, when you update the firmware, it's beneficial, tremendously beneficial. So go ahead and do it. Just like I've heard. That's why. Here's the thing: we cannot stop remote ID. Period. Too many people do not understand that just because your drone doesn't have to be registered because it's under 250 grams does not mean it doesn't have to broadcast remote ID. Every drone in the sky has to broadcast remote ID or fly in one of the classified areas that were designated for. Okay, so it's not a matter of, oh, well, my drone's under 250 grams. I don't have to use remote ID. Sorry, it's going to happen. It will broadcast remote ID or it won't be in the sky. So you need to understand it.
Bill Thomas. Oh, wrong one.
I got to change. Never mind.
Can we gong art?
This is Bill Thomas. I am flying over here, over Lake Washington. Please be advised, traffic is heavy on I-5 through Seattle.
Wait.
Thank you.
Didn't you forgot to beat your chest, Art. You should have done that. You didn't. And when how they did it on WKRP in Cincinnati?
Yep.
It was like that. They would
That
have
was,
been,
that
okay,
was
and today
Les Nessman
traffic
here in the
report
traffic
from the
copter
sky.
overhead. Ouch.
Yeah, I did that a little bit too hard. That was painful. Okay, so what I was wanting to say about that part of it, your drone does broadcast a remote ID signal. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about it is the US servers that pick up that remote ID and translate that information into the digested version of who you are, where you are, and what you're flying is not operational yet. It won't be until next year. So occasionally on the Mini 3 Pro, when you're booting up and connecting to the drone, you'll get just a brief flash of a remote ID error. Okay, it's no big problem. Don't freak out and contact DJI because some people already have. And what you'll understand is that your drone is just broadcasting the signal, and
It's called Vic Moss.
From time to time, you'll get an error because it's not getting an answer. So it'll just briefly flash up on the screen, but the software will roll past it and go ahead and run on and run on and run on. So, and another thing that was brought up about some of the new software going into the Mavic 3 and the Mavic 3 Classic, talking about the point of interest, and what is it, spotlight modes. Okay.
Cruise control, isn't it?
Okay, it's not so much cruise control I wanted to discuss.
I think the telephoto lens.
Right. The preview mode in the super mode, or is it super mode, or is it which one is it? I can't remember. Anyway, is what happens is it takes, like if you're shooting a time lapse or a hyperlapse, it takes your cached video, right? And it produces a low res video of the hyperlapse. And you have the choice now to either trash it instantly and do another hyperlapse instead of chewing up your memory card space or chewing up memory on the drone itself. You can either get rid of it and go ahead, or you can say go ahead and it will process the full 1080p version. So what you're going to get in the preview mode is a low res version of the cache, so that you'll have an idea. Okay, this is what it got. Boom, boom, boom. It got everything I needed. It did what I want. Okay, I'm going to keep that. Go ahead and make me a copy. Okay, or you can just tell the computer, throw that away right now. I'm going to do it again. And if I'm not mistaken, I think you can go back and run the same hyperlapse. So we may need to do a little more checking into that part of it. But as far as the preview mode goes, you'll have, rather than chew up all that memory space by producing the hyperlapse, because sometimes they're 2 and 3 gigs. So rather than have that produced on your memory card or your hard drive, you'll see the low res cache, and then you'll decide, okay, I don't want it. And then rather than taking up that space, you can throw it away instantly, or you can go ahead and produce it and take up the space.
I've never
Is
done
that a feature on the Mavic 3?
Yes.
That's
all
pretty
this stuff that they put on the Classic is when you do the firmware update, you're gonna any Mavic 3 airframe, regardless of level, is going to have the same stuff, right?
Except for where they updated the zoom.
Well, but the zoom is just the zoom. I mean, it's
Yeah, but the zoom. I mean, what is the difference between the Classic and the normal one? It's the zoom lens. And
the zoom
right, but they've done a lot
uses
to the zoom. You can actually do point of interest and spotlight with the zoom now.
Yes, but who uses it? I mean,
no, because
it has a limited use.
Angel, I saw your video when you did that with the planes, and that was pretty awesome. But it is a limited.
Oh yeah, it's totally limited. I would say that, like, I did one the other day from my house looking at the city. It bounces all over the place. You'd have to stick it on a stabilizer. So it's only good in certain instances.
Yeah, I had good luck with it in Alaska when I did like a parallax type shot of the mountains that were pretty far from the house, and it worked pretty well for me for that. But
like what Charles is talking about here,
limited.
You'll have that. You know how you remember. Everybody knows how much space all those pictures in the video take up on. You'll have that choice. So you'll get the preview, but then you'll have to decide. Okay, I want to keep all of the stills. I don't think it's good. You maybe I haven't flown it. I don't know. But you may be able to split it. You may be able to say, okay, I want to keep all the pictures, but I don't want you to make the video. I don't know. You may be able to make the video and then throw away the pictures. I don't know for sure. But what the preview mode is simply a low res preview. That's it. It's just like on a video editor. You know, when you run it back and you're actually editing, you don't always run it back at full speed. You'll run it back at half speed, especially if you got a lot of graphics or something that's going to run on it that is extensive on your memory. You'll slow it down, and it's not quite up to final product as you're working with your video. So it keeps your flow going. So it's the same thing with your drone. You can decide right there on the fly if you want to keep it and produce the output that you normally get, or at that point in time, you can say, okay, shit, man, I've already used up 2 gigs of my card. I've only got 1.5 left. Now I'm going to throw that one away because I want to take some pictures, something of this over here. You get what I'm saying? You know,
regardless though of the features, do you think it's worth that extra money for the zoom lens? Because I don't.
No, I don't.
No, I mean, you and I've talked about it. Sorry.
I think this is DJI were never planning to do this. It's a bit like the Action 2 and the Action 3.
It's an afterthought.
These products didn't sell very well. The Action
right
2
before you came on, I had my theory. I'll tell you again. Hey, Mike, you want to come? Wait a minute, let me do that again. I'm gonna throw up another. Anybody wants to join us? There's a link.
The Mavic 3 hasn't sold as well as DJI were predicting it. So, boom, they brought out this new one. They've told all the YouTubers to talk about the Mavic 2 Pro, and this is its successor. And they've priced it at a point where most people are going to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Most people who didn't buy, most people who had a Mavic 2 Pro, the exception being fools like me.
Well, that's what we were
didn't bother buying the Mavic 3 because they already had more than enough drone to do what they needed to do. Yep. And then I remember talking to Keith and Bill. Remember when we first talked, I was like, "Why does this thing have a zoom lens in it? Why do I need that? I don't need that zoom lens."
Hey. You know,
remember Keith when I was saying that? I was like, God, what do we?
Not Angel. That's Boudreaux. That's Boudreaux.
I'm from Kentuckyana, guys.
It's John Bon Jovi.
Kentuckyana.
It's John Bon Jovi.
Kentuckyana.
He gives love a bad name.
Brad, what's up? What's up, buddy? Okay.
Bon Jovi doesn't look like that anymore.
No, not anymore, but a young John Bon
Okay,
Jovi.
what I was saying before, right before I brought you in, Keith. I think that they did it this way to get you into going, okay, I can have this Mavic 3, or I can spend just $250 more and I can get the original Mavic 3 with that zoom lens. I think this is to push them into buying the original Mavic 3.
If they had thought this through, and this is an afterthought, not a forethought. If they had thought this through, this drone would have come out first. And a few of us have talked about this earlier. And this isn't my brainstorm. This would have been the first one out, because then, like, I would have bought it.
I don't know why.
This is perfect. I'm buying this. And then the zoom could have come out. The one with the zoom lens, the Mavic 3 that we know of from last year, would have come out now as like an upgrade. And you called it the Pro, and that would have been the perfect name, Bill. Like Mavic 3 Pro would have been perfect.
Right, because that's what they normally. But
yeah, that would have been.
Wait a minute, isn't this what they did before? It was the Phantom 4 Pro, and then it was the Phantom 4. Wasn't that the way it worked, or was it the other way around? Was it the Phantom 4? No, it was the Phantom 4 first, and then it was the Phantom 4 Pro, because I didn't buy the Phantom 4. Yeah. I bought the Phantom 4 Pro.
Yeah, it's like what Keith said. The thing's not selling. I mean, well, first when they released it, half the shit didn't work on it. And then then 2 months later, half the shit doesn't work right on it. That's when I bought one. And then 4 months later, it finally works okay. Actually, it works really good now. But the problem is they effed up the takeoff. So like there is no landing. They screwed it up, and then
yeah, that's what John. That's John Bon Jovi. What he looks like now.
He colored his hair again.
No, now it's pretty gray. But I think that was lights in the nightclub.
And this is John Bon Jovi when he still hasn't admitted that Richie Sambora was the one that made him sound good.
Yeah, right.
Our color kind of matches a little.
But I think this Mavic 3 Classic is a silly name, but it's a silly name, but it's gonna sell because a lot of the guys with the Mavic 2 Pros, they're finally when they end the life in it, Bill. Did they already end of life it? It's pretty soon.
They're calling it the Classic because they are again all these YouTubers same language.
Using the original formula.
Shows how their marketing tools now. They all said, "Oh, the Mavic 2 Pro is a classic, and this is why they're calling it the Mavic 3 Classic." I mean, I'm sorry, I watched all of these early release videos, and you remember the guy that got the Mavic 3 Pro, Mini 3 Pro, who leaked it and made all those. Funny how he got hold of a Mavic 3 Classic, isn't it? Yeah. And made the same video as everybody else.
Oh come on, man! Nobody. Here's the deal. I'm going to
say Jasper. You're talking about.
I'm going to say this again.
No.
Because I've been saying it for 6 years now. This is DJI's marketing tool. Yes. This is exactly what their strategy is. This is how it's done. This is once they evaporated the live. Let's go to New York and have a release there. They realized this was cheaper. They had all the minions to do all their bidding for them, and there's no leaks. It's no leaks.
No, I know, but it was made out to be that guy, the English guy from thing who made those Mini 3 Pro videos like a week before it was released.
Yeah, they took one down the night before.
The version of the drone. DJI gave it to him and authorized him to do it.
Yeah, and then remember, he pulled all the videos the night before after he'd had them up for a whole week. And he says, oh, I've got to do this or I will be in trouble with DJI. And he pulled them down for 24 hours and then put them right back up. And I'm like, so many people. My point is that like the Action 2, the Action 3 is an Action 2 in a normal action body. This is the Mavic 3 that they should have released at the beginning.
They should have released it at the beginning.
And you watch now, you're going to see the groups blow up as everybody starts buying this drone. Because I'm in a lot of the Mavic 3 groups, and I don't see the posts like you see on the Air 2S. It's obvious it's never sold like the others, and this is going to sell well.
I don't think there's going to be. I've heard a rumor that there was going to be an Air 3, and I'm like, I don't see how. I honestly don't see how.
The time isn't right for the for a replacement to the Air 2S. The Air 2S is still a compelling drone, and I don't see what else you can do to that drone right now to keep it in that same price point.
Well,
So
not
what
just
do we
that.
do?
You've got the Mini 3 Pros.
Adjustable aperture.
Are you
But
going to
that's not
share?
gonna. But that's not gonna
Angel?
make it. What would you say, Art?
Are you going to share, Angel?
It's
Where's he
so
got?
sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, you gotta share.
that's not
It's
Angel.
all
That's
Grendel.
Boudreaux.
Boudreaux.
That's Kentuckiana sunflowers.
That's right. I got this, Kentucky waterfall hairdo back here, looking good.
Every now and again, he go down south and get some gator. Okay, I went too far.
But again, you're not going to get. There is one of the people in the comments said battery life. But again, battery life and the variable aperture. Would you sell an Air 2S and upgrade to an Air 3 for that? I don't know.
Or would you go to a Mavic?
I mean, I'm probably going to end
Mavic
up
3.
with a Mavic 3 Classic. I'll
As I'm
probably
saying,
sell my Air 2S.
there's not gonna be. I don't know what the fuck you're gonna put on an Air 3 that's gonna make somebody go, oh, I'm going to say no, I don't want the 4/3 lens. I want a 1-inch lens that flips on the vertical.
If they keep the form factor, it's small. It packs easier.
So
Yeah,
is the
but-
Mini 3 Pro with the
I'm not
lens
saying-
that's almost as big and already flips on the vertical.
I
you
mean,
mean
the
the
Mavic
Mini
3
the Mini
is a
3 Pro.
compelling drone to upgrade to. The only thing is it is bigger, but it isn't that much bigger. I'm probably going to sell my Air 2S in the next 6
Okay,
months.
wait a minute. Can you imagine a big 1-inch sensor flipping to the vertical?
Maybe.
Man, that's gonna
Yes.
you're gonna
Maybe.
burn up some gimbal motors that way, man.
No.
Right, just like there wasn't Nevadas diving into the ground to begin with.
Or,
Lorries didn't.
ESC errors, so that I have to send it back and probably won't see it again for a month and a half. I had an Avata for 1 week. 1 week.
Here's what is it?
Fried
Okay,
motor.
Ken is saying what sold better. Oh, the Air 2S sold better by far.
Oh, the
Yeah,
Air
the Air
2S
2S
is selling like
sold
crazy.
Do they
But
ever
what-
release any numbers? The DJI is not a public corporation, right?
No,
No, they
ever
don't,
release
Bill.
numbers,
But
but we just know.
Bob, you can tell by if you're in a lot of the Facebook groups, you can get a feeling of what's a popular drone. And
Oh, I'm
the Air
sure.
2S is by the Air 2S
So
is by
nobody
far
else
the
wants to come on.
popular
Yeah.
drone.
Oh wait, I got Eric.
Well, I mean, if somebody came to me and said, I got $1,200, $1,500, I'd say buy an Air 2S. I mean, I would not have a qualm.
Okay, so look what.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing. So they add the Air 3 vertical, 6K or 8K, more sensors and battery life. What does the Mavic 3 Classic have? You're saying a 1-inch sensor comparing it to a 4. Here's my thing: a 4/3 sensor, which can be cropped on the vertical to easily appear as a 1-inch photo. So why give
With
up
all
all
due-
that extra?
Okay.
Go ahead.
With all due respect, why would you add 8K to a mid-range drone? Who's going to use 8K? What
I don't know anybody
usage
can
is that?
process 8K right now, but
That's the thing. I mean, like you have an 8K drone, what computer is gonna crush the edits and everything? Take a
It
lot
would
of
take
power.
forever to
Yeah.
render
Yeah.
an 8K video. I mean, and there's no place
Well-
to display it.
Not- I
There's
would
no
argue-
in
I
YouTube.
would
There's no
argue that
benefit
the-
for YouTube.
you're going to need something like one of
display
these
it. Hell,
new
how many
MacBook
you could
Pros.
you could store like 4 videos on an external? It's not
Hey.
going to be fucking massive files, man.
I think it's going to
Well-
be a bit like the Mavic 3. We're going to have a long wait between the Air 2S and the Air 3. It's going to be at least another year, probably 2, I suspect, because there is nothing you can put on that drone that's compelling. But 6K is a gimmick. No one uses 6K.
Here you go, Chuck.
What's that?
5.1K is
Oh, nice.
can
Yeah,
technically be called 6K. The 5.7 they is what Altel calls 6K.
The only use it is when you want to slightly reframe the shot, so you can punch in slightly
punch in.
to 4K. That's its use. But 8K, 6K on a mid-range DJI drone, the 5 point whatever it is more than enough. I don't see them upgrading the Air 2S anytime soon. There's just nothing. Bill's right. There's just nothing they can do to it except a variable aperture. That would be useful.
Right. But is it okay? Is it going
That
to
would have to be a different camera, right?
Yeah.
It'd be a different camera.
Well, yeah. Okay, but the thing about it is when my eyeballs are only processed so much. Hell, wait a minute. I'm gonna start getting eye surgery just to keep up.
Yeah, right, Matt.
Yeah. I already got a freckle on this one, man, and I always thought that was a good thing, but it turns out that's not a good thing. It's to add to my other health bullshit.
That's right, Maddie. You know,
Getting old, man. I want stem cells. Give me stem cells.
I will say the answer to who can process 8K. Chuck's beast of a machine will do it.
I'm sure there's computers out there that will do it, but like I said, you're talking about where are you going to store? I mean, because pretty much all of us have all of our shit literally stored on external drives. So you start rendering stuff in 8K, you're going to have a shitload of storage.
You're going to need a whole room of drives to just keep all your stuff. It's just like you guys have all said the same thing. We've all said the same thing, that it's for what we do, it's just 8K's overkill. You just don't need it. And
were you here when I talked about the I think you weren't here yet, Keith, when I talked about YouTube's new organic versus non-organic view algorithm? So if you go back and look through some of your old videos, you'll notice them begin to take a downward trend in your final view count. And that the explanation for that is that the new algorithm determines as to what is considered an organic as a non-organic view. So a lot of people are complaining about downward trends on their views and on their videos and stuff. It's what's going on is this new view algorithm. It's not that you've got less people watching your stuff, or it's them redirecting traffic in a shitty kind of way. So
typical.
And every time I bitch, they hit me again. So I don't care.
Well, you brought it up last time how they can't seem to get rid of. They can't get rid of Telegram, but they can get rid of everything else.
That's a slow game, man.
Yeah, 3 innings in, no score.
Yeah, I've been giving like a brief update here and there. Okay, so we got some new blood in the room. Ron, what is your take on the Mavic 3 Classic? To catch you up to speed, my theory is that it's to push you into purchasing the OG Mavic 3. Okay, everyone else is here saying that it's to make the Mavic 3 take off, and that they fucked up with putting the zoom in the first place, and this should have been the drone that they released. And then the Mavic 3 that we all own should have been the Mavic 3 Pro. What do you think?
I mean, that's all good thoughts. My initial thought was, if you were a Mavic 2 Pro owner, and you mostly did photographs or whatever, this would be a nice upgrade for you. The zoom on the video wasn't really important to you. It would be a great drone for photography, and the cost isn't a whole lot less than the standard Mavic 3. But hey, we're in inflationary times. A couple $100 could be a big deal anymore. So I think it's a solid release. I think they'll find their audience. Drone.
Should we? Is my makeup on?
No Percocet here. No.
Well, no, I'm just.
No Percocet here.
Maybe are we barely functional? Does that seem like I'm on a drug?
Feels like about 1 a.m. to me in my head right now still. Maybe it's just me. Right, Keith?
No, we got room for one more, Curtis.
Feels like 1 a.m. to me.
But then you're going to leave as soon as you go eat, right?
Yeah, it is about that as well.
That's how it feels in my head right now. I'm shifting back to Eastern, but I'm not there yet.
Wait a minute. Wait. Here we go. I go ahead and give them so this is our comic relief. I got to go back and see where's it at. I mean, where's it? A bunch of old dead folks. Where was it? Where did it go? Where did it go? Someone tells me. Now, damn it! There was I could saw it. It was really cool. It's right under Angel Laughed. Where in the hell did it go? To some. You see where it says a bunch of half dead old folks just hanging out. Ain't that what most drone shows are?
Yeah.
Of course, drone shows.
I'm one of our biggest fans.
I'm sorry I'm low on energy today. I just
That's our brain.
Bob, is
that
that
was
comment
great.
talking about us?
What's that?
Is that comment referring to us?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure that out. You know.
I know. I'm not running on.
But I
Sounds like a
all
great
that
name.
cylinders,
funny.
that's for sure.
Sounds like a
I
great
thought that
name
was
for a
funny that a
show.
bunch of half
We should rename the show to that.
hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you this
Tired.
if you guys want to know.
Wait a minute, 16. Hang on, 16. Wait a minute, I missed it. 16. What I'm lost.
16 of them.
Oh, we all. Okay, so since there's 9 of us here, we divided up 16 Percocets. Do they still prescribe Percocets? How old are you, Mystery D? How do you know what Percocets are? Wait, you're an old person. You're an old person in disguise. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what's going on.
Yeah.
Are
Isn't
they
it the same as Oxycontin or something? I don't know.
Are they an American? Because I've never heard of them before. Because I know that
Yeah, it's
Percocets,
American stuff.
yeah.
have different names for things.
Yeah.
Wait. I'm not old enough to have ever seen the Gong Show. So how do you know to refer to it as the Gong Show if you weren't old enough to?
He was
have
listening
seen-
at the beginning. I don't know
Yeah,
what the
he's been
Gong
paying
Show is
attention.
either. So I'm right there with him.
I'm with
Oh,
Angel.
no, well, it's
Bob and I don't remember the Gong Show either. We're too young.
Yes. No. No. I remember J.P. Morgan and
Oh yeah.
and I
Wait a minute,
remember
no,
Murray
wait,
Langston and
now I'm a doofus.
I remember.
Now, wait, no, let me correct you. In the title, it says the Drone Gong Show. So maybe you need to get glasses too. Because
Oh,
I'm pretty sure
easy.
you're old.
Definitely.
Easy.
Well, no, I'm
But
not.
listen,
If somebody's
but
going to
let
try
me-
to attack, I'm just going to be like, "Hey, we're not doing
He's really
anything bad."
attacking. It's not really
I'll throw my
Yeah.
I'll throw my hand in the ring to say that I had the Mavic 3 since November of 21, and I've loved the thing, even though it wasn't
I could use
fully
a glass
functional.
of something, Mr. D.
So no, I think it's been a great drone.
Oh, easy, Mr.
What did you
He's
have
all good,
before
man.
that, Angel?
I had the Mavic Air 2, and I didn't upgrade to the I didn't
like a
upgrade
bad
to the Air 2S because I felt
Kinda
there wasn't
is.
that big of a jump. I would have totally done. I really wanted to
I
get
can't
it,
do it. I can't
but
do
then I was like, oh, you have a couple more sensors, but it was putting out such excellent image quality that I was like, why would I upgrade? The Mavic 3 just felt like a
people dose
light
now?
years.
I thought dosing
Like,
was something that went on in the 60s. You know,
Yeah.
bad
I
trips
agree.
happened in the
I agree.
60s.
And
right?
I almost looking at this Mavic 3 Classic, it's almost like, well, I might buy another one because it seems like a good, especially if it puts out good quality imagery. You know, sometimes the 2200 machine feels a little treacherous at times to put it up in the sky.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. This price point is compelling enough to make me stand up and go,
right.
Wait a minute.
yeah, I think now is the time.
Especially if you,
Ooh.
especially for someone who already has a Mini 3 Pro and they want to get the bigger camera, because like I
Right.
can tell you, I carried Mini 3 Pro and Mavic 3 over to England, and I was glad I had both drones. There were cases when I could only fly the Mini 3, and there were cases when I could fly the
Yeah,
Mavic
Bob.
3. And
Right.
That
Exactly.
picture,
There you go. Right there, what he
that
said.
picture that you took in London, I can't believe that can't come off the Mini 3 Pro. I mean, that is amazing. That Mini 3 Pro is such a good little drone. Okay,
Yes.
it's a bit like a fart in the wind when it's a windy day, but
yeah,
the
that's
quality
when
of
it's
it- the quality of that drone is incredible.
Yeah.
And they've done a lot to increase the capabilities of the Mini 3 since it was first released. It's a much better drone now than it was back in May.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
a good little drone. But
I mean,
like flying Dirtledor though, Keith, there was no way the Mini 3 Pro was going to survive going through Dirtledor.
I do like that. I don't know is that there's any Doctor Who fans in here, but the the day before Chuck went to Dusseldorf, the doctor regenerated on top of it. It was
You had to share that with me.
twice a day. I literally phoned him the next day, and he's standing there, and I'm going, look where the doctor was last night. Literally the next day. It was really quite a coincidence.
It's funny. I was so excited to get to go to Dusseldorf.
So wait a minute. Does that mean that the Mavic 2 Pro and Spark had an extramarital affair, and that's how we got the Mini 3 Pro?
I know it's funny how the Mini 3 Pro brought back what the Mavic Pro, the original OG Mavic Pro had, and that was the vertical capture. I mean,
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
that it had
Yeah.
that.
You know
It was
what
really
brought
cool. It
that
worked, too.
back? TikTok brought that back.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it was
Yeah.
still, it was really cool because you could, that round, remember the round camera on the Mavic Pro was turn 90 degrees. And,
But-
Yes, I've done a lot of
Right.
the TikTok.
I mean,
And you had nowhere to post that vertical video 5 years ago. Now you do.
Well, the cool thing
I wonder
too.
how many.
Okay.
I wonder how many people are using that feature because I very rarely see vertical videos on Facebook.
not me.
I do.
Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah.
go ahead. Everybody's taking off in just a little while. I'm gonna trap Ron.
Trap.
I'm leaving
trying to get other
until he
people.
gets the men on base.
I'm trying to get more people on. Okay, so that's something I didn't bring up yet. Ron, what do you? I know you don't own one anymore, and probably nobody else on the panel owns one except me. I'm actually considering hanging on to my Skydio now since they've got that new firmware coming out towards the end. Of the month.
Yeah.
So and it's got, what was that thing called, the something with the gimbal? It actually looks like an FPV drone, but
Yeah.
you're not. It's the gimbal doing everything.
And you could even do that in what do they call their waypoints? Keyframes. Even while it's doing keyframes, it could change gimbal positions to give you that, like you said, that kind of FPV look. It's all automated.
So, wait,
The
that's all
gimbal
they
roll.
did?
It's a gimbal roll.
That's all they did was like, it's the Skydio 2 Plus or something?
Well,
No.
once
They
Plus,
didn't
what do
come
they do
out
this
with a
time?
new. They didn't come out with a new product.
no hardware at all. It's all
Oh.
software related.
God, they are milking the piss out of this thing. Come on already.
There
no
may never
offense,
be
but I
another
mean-
Skydio consumer drone, Chuck.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
That's really that's really
doesn't-
sad because I was really
doesn't-
hoping.
It doesn't look like it.
Well, so there's the advantage of the
I'm not mad
Mavic.
at
There's
you, dude. You can raise as much hell as you want to.
There's the advantage of the
I was
Mavic
fucking
3.
back with you. I didn't mean anything bad either.
There's the advantage of the Mavic 3 right there is the omnidirectional sensors. It's not as good as Skydio 2, but it's second place.
Right. And the tracking, not as good as the Skydio, but second place.
Yeah, second place. I mean, it's a distant second, but it's second. It's
Oh, wait,
better
wait,
than
wait,
anything
wait. Yeah.
DJI has ever
Lance,
done
good to
before.
see you, buddy.
There's a question in the chat here about getting clearance to fly in Class B airspace at 690 feet. I've had a little bit of experience getting approvals in Class B airspace, and I'd be happy to answer that. And anybody else want to answer that?
You take it away, Bob.
I don't know the answer to that one.
The
answer is
first of
no.
all, you have to have a good reason to do it.
Right.
And you might want to look up filing a COA waiver with FAA Drone Zone. It can be done, and you probably need to be a 107 pilot to do it. And but I got clearance in less than a mile from an Air Force runway to fly. And but you can do it. It's not impossible. And I have a cohort he's documenting the new arena being built in Las Vegas, which is a block off of the Strip, and he's gotten a year-long waiver to film the progress of that. But you got to have a reason. And make sure when you submit your application, you put your longitude and latitude in degrees and minutes and not use the Google digital longitude and latitude. That's my advice.
I'm glad you brought that up, Bob, because the Aloft app, in case people used to use Aloft to get LANC approval, has changed to air control now.
Air control, yeah.
You need
Well,
to.
that's kind of a catchier name.
You need to go ahead and update to your air control
the icon,
now to get
it's a whole new app.
Icon is very similar.
Yeah, very similar.
A whole new app.
Yeah, imagine that.
Yeah,
yeah, that one.
Hey, I want to shout out the View Chaser in the chat there. He's one of my New Jersey guys here in the, in the chat.
Hey,
View
Danny.
Chaser.
Yeah, Danny.
Hey.
Well,
Hey, Bill.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take off. I gotta get ready to go to bed.
I wanted a joke so I could gong you.
Yeah,
Come on, Art.
Hey,
We
go
need
ahead,
a couple
go ahead.
art
Give us a
jokes.
joke.
Say it again, Art. Cranberries.
I know. I was gonna say, how many
Cranberry.
cranberries does it take to forget it?
How many cranberries does it take to forget it? I don't know. How many?
No, I didn't. Oh, that was a Freudian slip. I didn't mean to do that.
I thought it was like one of those. How many licks does it take to get the center of a Tootsie Pop?
It's 3.
Yeah.
The world may
One, a
never
2,
know.
whoo, a 3. Crunch. A 3.
Good night, everybody.
All right.
Good night, Art.
Good night, Art. Thank you very much for coming
Have
in.
a great show.
Glad that no one got gone. Oh, Akira Show
Bye-bye.
says hashtag toffee.
Okay.
All right, and Art's gone, and we still have room for more people, but nobody's coming on. They're like,
No
Bill's in dick mode tonight. Oh, what Curtis said here about the Mavic 3 in night mode. What do you think about that, Ron?
Well, I tried night mode out, but I wasn't flying night, but it was very overcast, and it did look different than the regular mode. I can't say that it looked better, but it looked different again. I was only flying in cloudy weather, not night.
To clarify, that night mode basically doubles your ISO and it's doing noise reduction in drone.
Yeah.
That's quite sweet.
Yeah,
That's quite
yes,
sweet.
it is.
That's something I played with just my Pixel 6 Pro, and
Okay, I have a
it gave me
question.
some interesting effects.
Isn't that an Altel thing?
It's
The night mode. Yeah,
that's something
Doesn't
in a lot
Altel
of
have something very
cameras.
similar to that, Ron?
Yes,
Cell
they'll
phones
be
do that.
stealing some of Altel's thunder with this mode, because right now a lot of people consider Altel the best drones in low light night flying. So maybe they have some competition in that area right now.
Well-
supposedly this firmware update.
Yeah.
Mine's updated, and I'm hoping that the
I
weather
just did
holds.
a freeway hyperlapse with the Mini 3 Pro, and it was incredibly good. I thought it was. At least I've posted the video there, but I thought it was amazing quality.
firmware update.
Yeah. Well, Bob, I've already done the update to the Mavic 3 standard, and I've got all the new features. And I did not do a hyperlapse, Bob, but I went into the panel, and there's a quality setting button in the hyperlapse now to supposedly get you better quality. But you can also hit a live preview mode, so you can see a live preview of what the hyperlapse will look like before you do it. I didn't get to try
we
that.
talked about that.
Yeah,
but that sounds like a good.
Bill brought that
feature.
up. Bill brought that up. The safe space. Does it have waypoints? Did they bring waypoints?
It does not.
Yeah. Not yet.
We don't really understand cruise control, though.
Cruise control
Well,
is just to keep your if you lock your speed in, you tend to speed up and slow down when you're flying the drone around. It takes away the cinematic feel of your video. That's just the way to make sure you maintain constant speed.
And we already kind of had cruise control in the hyperlapse mode. They don't call it cruise control, but in hyperlapse mode, you could set the direction and speed, and it'll do it for you. So it was kind of in there under a different name
We're gonna
beforehand.
have to play with cruise control and see how it works out for me.
The rumor is that they are now.
Is it
working
only on
it.
a 3? It's not on the Mini 3.
No, it's on the big 3, the Mavic
What's up,
3.
Sam?
Cruise
Sorry, I
control
was just
came
saying
in on the original FPV drone of all things to do it. The original FPV drone. had
That's
cruise
right,
control.
Keith. You're right. It did.
Does Bill? So you're planning on flying? Are you going to take it out so you can see like the lights of Everett?
Yeah,
Or are you going to just do it in your backyard?
yeah, just the backyard.
Yes.
You don't want to. You don't want to take a 30-minute trip south and go by the Needle.
No, I really don't. I don't.
Yeah.
Not because
I wish
get
I was
this.
closer to Angel. I'd be out there with him.
At the needle.
Yeah, man.
See, my one of my grandson's birthday is Saturday,
Okay.
so I'm going to be down that way anyway. And
Okay.
I'm pretty sure we're not even going to be driving back till like 7 o'clock. So I could like meet you at like 5:15. We could go flying, and I can still get back and pick them up and head this way at like 7.
No, you
Okay.
Can
got
you
Yeah.
legally fly the needle?
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
because we're going to be out over the water.
Oh,
Yeah, we go out over the
How-
water, or
Oh yeah, how close
can
can you get to
fly-
this? How close can you get to the Space Needle?
Pretty
you
fucking
can
close.
you can get right next to it. The only
Really?
thing that I've cautioned everyone else is you need to make sure that there's no events occurring,
right.
Could you?
which is why
could-
I either fly the butt crack of dawn or late at night.
Could you take your Mavic 3 up to the Space Needle observation deck and like get a droney from there? That'd be
Oh,
so
they would
badass.
Probably fucking kill
That'd
you.
be
They
so
would probably
badass.
kill
sounds
you.
like
Dive
Ken
from
Aaron
there,
video.
yeah.
You can have pull away from the Space Needle. That'd be
You
just
can-
great.
Here's what you do. I got it, Chuck. I got it figured out. You take your RC Pro up to this top to the observation deck of the Space Needle, right?
And then you have the
Okay.
drone waiting down below.
No. Angel flies his drone up and turns it to where it looks at you, and you're holding your
And
and you
the
go.
face-
No,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't need. No, it'd be actually. That's just as good. That's actually just as good. If you have somebody like Angel to do that shot for you, that's even better. No remote. It's just like, hey, and the drone pulls back and reveals the Space Needle. It'd be kick ass.
Yeah,
Like the security guard comes up to you and says, "You're not
Kick-ass.
allowed to fly drones up here." You turn to the controller and show him it's not even on.
That's right.
That would be funny though. Yeah, you're right. That'd be
Where
funny.
did?
I just
Oh,
mean
so
that
Andrew
just
brought
would be
it
a
up?
cool shot, and those are the kind of
Oh, yeah.
shots I dig.
Well, it's not just that, because people land planes out there. So even if there might not be an event going on, if it's
Yeah.
daytime, there's all kinds of seaplanes coming in and going out.
Well, that's like the other day when I flew out. I was on Lake Union, and someone said, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're flying because the seaplanes are coming through." And I was like, shitting bricks, nervous that I'm like looking around, making sure no seaplane comes through. So, yeah, you always got to be looking.
Hey, can I bring up something, Bill? Bob mentioned the Mini 3 Pro a couple minutes ago. You know, the Mini 3 Pro got a feature last week where you could add sharpening and noise reduction.
Oh, I haven't done that
into drone.
update yet.
I was very surprised that did not show up on the Mavic 3s today.
Maybe
Uh-huh.
it'll be.
Oh,
soon.
okay. Here's something else, Ron. Do you remember when I called that there was going to be a Mavic 3 firmware update? And I thought it was going to happen before the Classic came out, but it actually came out the day afterward.
Yeah.
But I told you that they
Yeah.
were going to add to the zoom camera, and they were going to add more functionality to it because they didn't want to piss us off really bad because of the way they did it.
And I did test that out today. What it did, it added spotlight and point of interest when you use the tele. I test out and they work perfectly.
Okay.
Hey, has anybody compared GPS radio on the new Classic?
I watched a couple of videos today. I didn't
Compared
see
to the-
anybody doing that yet, but I'm sure that's a video.
Did you have any
somebody's
connection?
I
stream.
want to see.
Did
the
you have any
difference.
connection issues yourself, Ron? Were you
No. I mean, I flew it. I don't range test, but I flew far enough away from me that some drones would have a little, connection issues, and I didn't see anything. But again, I'm no range tester. I didn't fly. I didn't go all Philly Mike or anything or whatever. I just took it down to a point in the beach where I know some drones start to lose a little bit.
Okay, and then I saw where you all were on Johnny's show earlier, and what was it? I think Marcus mentioned something about the preview mode, and like I was explaining to the guys, it's just what it is a low res preview from the cache, and
the
you
hyperlapse.
just, you just decide right then and there. Okay, go ahead and produce the hyperlapse or throw it away and save space. And
I
it's
couldn't figure that out in the field, so thanks. That's probably it. In the field, because it kept popping all these messages up to me. If I use preview mode, it was going to be low res and it wouldn't have any stabilization. I was thinking, well, why would I want to do that? But I didn't get the point that you were just to look at that for a few minutes and figure out that that's the one you want to do first.
Yeah, exactly. So what it is it's trying to say, like, okay, I really wish I'd have gotten this picture a different way or this point of view a different way. So I'm just going to throw this away and start over again. I don't know how much in depth it is, but you may be able to repeat the steps again if you've already got it in preview mode. I don't know.
And that's important because many times I've done a hyperlapse and you kind of don't know what's going on when it's finished. You wish you would have did it different. So I do see the value in that.
I was just reading that comment.
Why do
Bill.
they keep taking my damn moderator people away? I don't understand. It's like
I
I'm
was
being
flying
limited
out in
on
the boonies. and
how
had to
many.
keep an eye in the sky. Must have been a
Missed
pilot
another
carried
thing.
not in the map. 5 planes passed low around me in 20 minutes.
Wrong
Sorry
chat,
about
Angel.
that, Captain
Another
Joe.
YT, hose job, maybe, Bill.
I'm sorry.
I hang out at the beach all the time, and you always have to be on the lookout for those low-flying Coast Guard helicopters. So
Yeah,
you
they'll
can
sneak
hear
up
these
on
things
ya.
a mile away, so you know to get down as soon as you hear that rumble.
Problem is they move so fast though, Ron. If you're in like you set your drone up to like move slow, it's like
I already know.
But I could hear them pretty far away. It's pretty easy to get that drone down low.
Do you see this? Do you see this question?
If the Classic came out, what would do they name the next drone?
I know.
Mavic 4.
No. Money.
Bank. The Mavic 3 bank.
I thought you were going to say the retro.
I think Classic's a stupid name, but that's just me. I really just
has any other drone been named the Classic?
Oh, look here. Here's your little trivia.
Should be Mavic 3 Lite.
Well, here's a question, because I guess with this, I know we weren't supposed to fly over cars, we weren't supposed to fly over people.
Yeah.
But I do see a lot more videos of that happening. So what can someone relay for the group? What are the technical rules about flying over cars?
I thought I remember some verbiage in there flying over groups or large groups of people. I don't think
you can do it in transition. It's legal in transition.
I always
transition.
Yeah, it's legal in transition.
So you can't just like the one video somebody shot of the Chick-fil-A parking lot. You can't be like right over people.
The thing about it is where you're in a situation where if that drone was to crash, it could have hit those vehicles. No. When you're transitioning, like if you're going from point A to point B, and point B is at least, 500 yards away from any person or object, I think, then you're cool. It's perfectly fine.
It seems like best practice is to treat the drone when you cross traffic as if you're crossing traffic on your feet.
Yeah.
You basically look both ways before you cross the street, and you go, when there's not traffic, you cross the street. Right, and Ken Herron talked about that a long time ago.
It's not, exactly, and it's not like you're gonna hang out on the side of the highway with your feet dangling out. And you fall
no,
off the
really,
curb.
I mean, it's
So
true.
You're
though.
gonna get
like
far enough away from the damn traffic to where you're not gonna affect anything, and it won't affect you.
Well, it's no different if you like to chase trains. You can't fly over a train. You can't.
Right.
You can fly next to it on either side, but you can't fly over it. You can fly over empty tracks. That's okay.
Something else too. Somebody was raising hell. Oh, it was Maddie. And I'm not 100% sure. I'm just giving my 2 cents on it because I don't know for sure. Casey Neistat put out a video today. It was about Halloween in New York. A lot of drone footage. I think he was using a Phantom 4 Pro. He was on your show, wasn't he, Bob?
Yes.
And but from what I saw, a lot of the viewpoints simply looked like the drone was flying over the building, and he had just adjusted the camera view to where it was catching a different point of view. And
I think I saw some straight on down on
right
huge crowd of people.
Right, but those were transition videos, just like I explained. As long as he is moving across, or he is moving in an angle across, he goes from point A to point B. He can get that footage for 10 seconds as long as he's transitioning. You understand what I'm saying? You can actually take a traffic shot. You can actually take a person shot as long as you're transitioning to the next shot. That is okay. That is cool as long as it's written into the permission. So there's nothing
so as
wrong
long
with
as
that.
you are transitioning, you are good.
Exactly.
So, Angel, let's make sure we're always transitioning.
Always
on that.
We're always on the. There's a reason for.
Thank you for picking up on that. I appreciate it.
There's a reason for cruise control right there.
Yes.
For safety.
So you can transition properly.
So you can transition safely.
I think I was
watched a lot of
illegal
videos.
then. I just shot a video that I was next to a freeway. I wasn't over it. I was next to it.
Traveling.
Was that illegal?
Traveling.
No, I think you're fine. It's because
just like let's like and see and that it didn't used to be this way.
I got it queued up. You want to see it?
This is the updated. Okay, go ahead. What? Say that again, Bob. I'm sorry.
I said I got it queued up. The video.
Okay. Send it.
If you want to see it, I can
pull your one down and give me the new one.
Mr. RJRC talking about trans again. Talking about trans.
Wait,
transition to the next video, Bob.
Wait a minute. What did I do?
God.
What did I miss?
That's funny.
What did I miss? What did I miss?
Talking about trans again.
Ready?
Trans. Yeah, we talking about trans.
I missed it.
I'll go through the hyperlapse.
Yeah. I remember this. Yes, go for it.
Okay.
See, it's so much better when you play it off of your computer.
See,
you're good. You're not over the highway.
I'm not over the highway.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not over the highway. You're good.
But see, somebody could bitch about it. Somebody could say,
see, but I feel fine about this because I've seen people fly like right over or do all these absurd movements, and I'm like, oh my god, like.
Why does it smear like that? Did you like edit it, Bob? Or
oh, what?
It's a hyperlapse at.
You're shitting me.
No, like the drone moved or something.
Was it a 2-second hyperlapse?
Oh, it was 5 seconds, and it looped over and over.
Oh, okay, my bad. That makes sense.
Yeah,
I was like,
it was only 5 seconds long, and then I shot over here. You see the shopping back of the shop.
Don't choke, boys! Don't choke.
You're nowhere near the highway. You're good.
And then here I zoom in. That's a mini 3 zoom, into the strip. You can see the Luxor and you can see the MGM is green and Allegiant Stadium is next to Mandalay Bay there.
That's totally fine, Bob. That looks good. That looks good.
Bill, I'm going to take off. Houston's got the bases loaded, no outs. I got to get down there, make sure they don't score.
Okay. All right, Ron.
There's a guy here in Las Vegas who's got a $10 million bet on Houston winning the World Series that he made like 6 months ago. And if Houston wins, he gets $73 million.
Join the panel.
Well, I got him beat, Bob. I got it. I got that lottery ticket for that $1 billion lottery tonight.
Okay.
Right, nice knowing you.
All right.
I think he's got a better shot.
DJI is going to get renamed to RBI when Ron buys
I got the winning ticket now. Just to let you know, I got the winning ticket.
RBI drones.
Bye, Ron. Come work for me after I win.
All right, guys, I got to run too. I got to prepare dinner for the kids. So y'all have a good evening.
I'm going to tell you too, Angel. I got the winning ticket. You come work to me after you win.
Okay, sounds good. You let me know. All right, everyone, have a good night. All right,
later,
guys.
Don't
See you, Angel.
6 a.m.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Keith, I think you got to take off too, don't you?
In about 5 minutes, yeah.
Okay.
About 5 minutes.
But no, you can fly, like I said, as long as you're transitioning, like if you're going from point A to point B, you can actually fly over. And yes, I think you can linger. I don't know if it actually mentions it, but I think I've read in a couple of chat rooms that the FAA agents say you can linger for as much as 15 seconds and not get in trouble. Wow. So all of those shots that Casey Neistat took today, everything that I saw in that video is all legit, because I didn't see anything that was any clip that was more than maybe 5 seconds in length. So unless he just did it blatantly and just chopped out pieces, and then yeah, he did break the law. But as far as I know, you can actually transition across traffic, people, whatever, if you're going from point A to point B, as long as but it has to be, I think it has to be written in your plan that you intend to possibly transition over people in traffic. So, with 107, it's completely legit.
I mean, the funny thing was, when I was, all these rules that you guys have, we supposedly have these rules here, but I remember when I was at the race in my local town, I was being very, very careful not to fly over the track.
I remember.
Right? And I got all these drone shots, and it was all on the sides. I was, as you guys say, transitioning. The only time I flew over the track was when I was transitioning over the track. But on walking back,
I still want to make a
So
T-shirt.
Dolly with a bloody Mavic Air 2 just in the pit lane, right above the cars, and no one cared. So this was a video that was on my channel.
That's a great video, Keith. That video's awesome.
But it was weird how they just. I was being really careful, and no one else was. So there was people just hovering their drones right over the racetrack as these cars were sort of going around at 100 miles an hour, and the drone was low as well, and none of the stewards gave a rat's ass. So I could have probably got better shot.
Where is that one?
So yeah. Anyway.
Where is it? Go to the K spot and find it.
Hey, what? Chris, look, somebody, come on, join us. I dare you. I sent Mike this cool link the other day about
where is that?
Star Trek.
Here
about why the bridge was facing the way it was. Because the original Enterprise bridge on the show did not face directly forward. It was at like 45 degrees. And it was all because of camera angles. Had not a damn thing to do with actual logic. It was they couldn't shoot it that way, man. They had to put the cameras in the right place.
Yeah.
It didn't look as cinematic without him being able to put the cameras in a different place. So that was why it was rotated. It wasn't, and then I think in the Kelvin timeline, the bridge is on the bottom.
Why did that happen?
Is Chris Hope here tonight? No, he is working hard and he was unable to attend. So if you don't see Chris, he is making his best effort to be here. It's just they worked the piss out of that man. I mean, and they put a shitload of responsibility on him. And to be honest with you, Chris is very reserved when he's on this show. And when you see him on other shows, he tends to let loose more. So I think, Chris is very humble when he's here and very quiet. And he doesn't get involved. Once in a while, he'll get really involved. But I've noticed him when he's on other channels, he'll really get kind of randy. You know what I mean? He gets kind of randy.
I applaud him for his restraint. It's something I don't have.
You wouldn't be Chuck if you tried to be different, Chuck. That's the whole point. I don't care. I don't want you to be anything but Chuck.
I'm misunderstood. I'm going to be different. Sorry. Anyway, I put Keith's video in the chat because the one he's talking about with the drones and stuff where he filmed the racing, it was super cool and well done. You ought to check it out. If you guys haven't seen it, check it out. It's really, really good.
FPV drone?
No, 2S.
Oh, wow.
But I've got I as I said, I had an avatar for a week, and now it's back in DJI's hands at the moment. Well, no, it's not back in DJI's hands. And in actual fact, DJI can off right now because the minute the thing happened, I was messaging DJI, saying, "Look, this is the problem." Wow. Oh, well, basically, cut a long story short, we went through all these things which I'd already done, and they said, "Okay, we'll get a specialist to call you within 48 hours." And I'm saying, "Look, I'm in Thailand. DJI don't operate directly in Thailand. Should I not just take it back to the shop?" "Oh, there's no need to take it back to the shop, sir. We can repair it." I said, "Are you sure I'm in Thailand? The last time this happened, I waited 5 days and then you told me to take it back to the shop. I don't want to waste time." "No, you don't need to take it back to the shop." They said that somebody would call me within 48 hours. A week later, I get a message from a DJI specialist to tell me to take it back to the shop. I'd already done it because I knew that they were full of it. But
Bill, you recognize anything in Keith's video? Sorry.
They sent me an email saying, "Are you satisfied?"
Yeah, of course they did.
Yes. Yes.
Just typical DJI for you. Anyway, guys, I am gonna have to cry off. I unfortunately have work to go and do. So
That's
been
totally
great, Bill.
understood. I have. Yeah, thank you for coming on. Wish you could have been here last week, and you'd have kept me from sticking my foot in my mouth and offending Chuck.
I was already to bed.
What happened to the Gong show?
Nobody got gonged.
I'm getting
It was just really hard to do anything last week, given the circumstances.
Anyway, guys,
he's being gonged.
Bye, Keith. Bye, Keith.
Nice to see you all. Nice to see everyone in the chat. Take care, and I'll see you later, guys. Take care.
All right, have a good one. Have a great day at work.
Cheers. Bye. Bye.
Yeah, well, see, the thing about it was I came up with the Gong Show idea at the last minute, and I think Al misunderstood me. That I thought he was going to show up in the chat because he was like, "Oh, you just send me the link later." And I was like, no, I was meaning for people to come in randomly, but that'll be okay. He can try it another time. I've spoke to Mikey from Philly Drone Life about maybe coming on. He's mentioned something about he wants to do like a one-on-one. So we'll see if that ever comes through. But what I was thinking next week, I know I haven't done one in a while, and even though they don't really work, I'd kind of like to highlight some different channels. So I will probably do a support your local drone channel next week, and then we'll talk about whatever drone news or whatnot or have not.
I
Go ahead, Chuck.
sent you a link earlier in chat. Did you see that channel?
The channel or the
Facebook messaging? I sent you something.
Oh, sorry.
No, for next week.
Video.
If just look at that one for like next week. That's what I'm saying. It was like a
You
smaller.
sent me something?
Yeah, it was like a smaller channel that I.
Where did I don't see this?
Really? Maybe
I got the
did.
last thing I've got. Maybe you sent it to some other random bill.
Well, that would be a mistake.
Have you
now,
been
wouldn't
cheating
it?
on me with another bill?
Oh, did I send it to the
You're
wrong-
gonna get gonged, bitch.
Hold on, man. Did
If
I?
you join now, what do you mean? What do you mean? Because
Thought
I'm
I
only gonna
sent
stay
it
on
to
for
you.
about 10 more minutes. So
Well, I guess I
'Cause I have-
lied. Well, I'll find it. I'll find the channel. There was
So-
something. It's a very 65 subs or something, and they.
that's fantastic. Anybody that if you know of a channel, a smaller channel that's got like say less than 100 subs, then please, I want to do about
they're new.
10.
You know, you can. They're
Yeah,
they're,
we'll
they're
do
definitely
about
green
we'll
and
do
new.
about 10. I don't want to do any more than 10 channels. Actually, to be honest with you, the way they're being assholes about views, we could probably do 5, but
Goodness.
we'll
yeah,
try to
they're-
do 10 channels. So Chuck's got one. If you got a channel that you want to share, that you want to help get some views and stuff, please send it to me in Messenger on Facebook, and we'll get them together. And next week we'll do another support your local drone channel. I think this is like probably 14 or 15.
Say, Bill, when
Yes, sir.
Dominic just raised his hand there about that, I just got an. Is there something about between countries that YouTube would like if all of a sudden 50 Americans hit an Australian YouTube channel?
That's what I'd like to know, how it works.
There's only going to be one way to find out. Man.
Yeah, because I've got a couple of Australian channels that I'd like.
That's what I'm saying. There's only going to be one way to find
know
out.
about too.
Yeah. I just, if they're being such, pickiness here, and, I've been stuck at 400 for like maybe 2 months. I've been between like 390 and 401, and I haven't moved.
All these services that's all bullshit. They don't help you at all. They'll get you some. The thing about it is they'll get you some surplus views, but they'll get you a lot of hate. They won't get you subscribers. They don't get you anything maintained or any maintained traffic for your channel unless you keep paying, which is it's just all a scheme.
Sure.
A lot of people like what is the guy's name? It's a drone pilot. He kind of does like a history. I can't remember. It's like Wolf something. Wolf pilot. Drone Wolf pilot. Anyway, I kind of don't want to say it wrong. Anyway, he does like a kind of an educational thing about all the spots that he goes and visits. Let me see. I'll find it here in a second. Okay. So he's noticed too this huge drop in viewership and everything. Where is it at? Come on. Mainlight drone. He's got like a wolf for a logo. You know what I'm talking about? Mainlight drone. He does kind of like
His name's Christian.
He does kind of like I said, he does like a history lesson as he's flying the drone. So, okay, cool.
Yeah, sorry, Bill. I didn't send it to you.
Do me a favor. Well, shit. I'm going to send it to myself.
Sorry, I can send it. Do you want me to send it in like
on Facebook? Yeah.
Okay, I'll do it right now.
Once we leave it, I kill this show. Then
all
it's
right, here we go.
be,
Here.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. So yes, and if anybody that's here, that's my friend on Facebook, or you want to know how to get in touch with me, you can email me. That's the emails on the channel. Oh, and by the way, I actually have a tip jar. Not that anybody's going to tip me, but you can click the little link down at the bottom. I think there's or at the top somewhere. There's actually a link now to where you can donate. Or supposed to be.
Huh?
Hell, I don't know. It's not there. I don't see it now. So maybe I didn't show up. Anyway, so yeah, we're going to do a support your local drone channel. And in the meantime, since we've got probably about 7 or 8 more minutes, since I have. Yeah, I think mainline is named Christian. Oh, his name is. You said his name is Christian. Yes. Okay.
His Christian name is Christian.
I thought you were saying he sounds like a Christian, as in his religious beliefs being Christian. But okay, I've caught up now. I'm no longer behind. Okay, so, but yeah, he and I were talking about how the view counts are going down, the traffic is going down. He was doing really good, and it's just like he reached a plateau, and now it's all cut off. So. What is this? Everybody's popping in, popping out, popping in, popping out, popping in, popping out.
Uncle Bill.
Woo! Here we go.
Hey.
There we go. We got some people in here now.
Hey.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Drones and You, Avada. That's all I got.
Just want to come in and say hi to everyone and let you all know I'm still alive.
Hey, what's up, Mike? What's up? Oh, wait.
Wait. Forever.
Cheers.
See, me and Mike got that 45-degree angle.
Yeah.
Wait, cinematic like Star Trek.
Cheers.
Hey.
Wow, and everybody
I
gets
turned
on
the other camera on.
Everybody gets in the mic shit for drinking.
The TV's on right now, and moonshiners probably wouldn't do well for Bill's stream, so we'll just leave it at this angle.
I'm gonna drop off and sleep. It feels like 3 a.m. for me.
So Night Train, I haven't met you. Who
Mike,
are you?
Mike,
who am I? I'm just some FPV guy, dude.
Yeah.
Printing and FPV.
What's your real name?
Michael.
But he does. He still has. Don't you have an Air 2S?
No, I've got a DJI POS.
Oh, okay.
I've got a DJI Mini 2 and a Phantom 4 standard. And then tons and tons of FPV shit.
Yeah.
And
I got 30 drones total, but I only got 3 DJIs. So I mean,
types of flyability,
size, shape.
Yeah.
Okay, Mike. Here's a question: should Bob go full-fledged into FPV or buy a DJI Avata?
To tell you the truth, I think my Shendrone Squirt is better than the Avata.
See,
it is.
You can build a much better drone.
You can build your own custom and tune it, and the Avata's not tunable. I mean, when flying indoors, you can't do a whole lot. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You're limited.
I'm interested in flying it.
I've taken my Shendrone Squirt through a $2.5 million home and fucking flown it through a 3-inch fucking Shendrone Squirt.
Yeah, but Avata, you don't have to fly in acro. You can fly in sport mode.
You can fly in stable or whatever. You don't have to have acro.
Really? Okay.
You don't have to have acro.
Because that's the advantage.
Most people that do
for me.
Like the Shendrone type videos in a house, they're normally flying in a like stabilized type mode.
Yep.
You don't have to have all that flip and roll. You can
either horizon or
stabilized mode gives you more push forward and backwards or this or that. So you can control it in small spaces easier.
That's cool.
And stabilized versus being in the acro mode, but you can still flip that switch outdoors and come in that nice swoop pattern into the fucking front door or this or that. You know what I mean?
And what goggles are you wearing?
I actually fly with the Orcas actually right now. My first set was Fat Shark V3, the anniversary editions, and I flew with those for a long time and just changed the modules, and then I bought the Orcas. But like I said, I've got the DJI FPV drone too, so I've actually got some like cinematic, type stuff that I can play with a little bit, but not so much with the DJI yet, just because of the compatibilities. I mean, that's more gear I got to carry. Yeah. I started with
a little too big to fly an indoor, house with.
Yeah.
The nice thing about the Avata is for people like me that don't want to build because we're lazy. The Avata gives you a lot of capability right out of the box. You light it up and you're good to go, and that's the appeal for me. But Well, Mike's a purist. I'm not going to win a contest with Mike because he's a purist.
Somebody's on that.
And I respect him for that.
Work. All right. So I printed all the parts. It holds a Hero 8. I've flown through a house I actually had the bigger ducks on it when I flew through the house. This is a squashed version now. I haven't done a lot of stuff with it, but this right here I flew through a house with. I mean, I went down hallways and everything else, all in stabilized mode. Had a Hero 8 on it, so I get all the good video. I mean, you can't go much wrong with that. It's pretty much like flying the Avata. The platform is pretty much the same as the Avata.
It looks bigger though, Mike.
Drone
it looks a little bigger than Avata, but
so I mean, overall, you can't go much wrong with it.
Well, like Mike was pointing out, Horizon mode kind of gives you that semi-stabilized.
Yeah, it'll give you.
You can get that more cinematic or acro. So you can go stabilized and have no flips, no rolls, or you can go Horizon, and you can pretty much stay cinematic all the way through. And then if you get outdoors, you can actually do a flip or a roll with it just the same in Horizon mode. Or you've got the full acro where you've got the capabilities to do anything you want.
Well, he can learn an angle.
Exactly. You can learn an angle. It's more like flying your GPS drone. Your angle is limited as to how far you can go forward speed wise, but then you start working elevations in an angle mode. It's a little bit different flying the acro, but there's so much you can do with those three capabilities where indoors you could go stable, fly through, you come out a door, you flip the switch, nobody knows you flipped a switch, and all of a sudden you're doing flips and rolls or panning in on the house, or there's so much you could do with it. There's so much capability. And you're all close range. You're not like trying to get 2 miles away. You don't need all that GPS and all that crap. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Have you flown any FPV, Bob?
And with the Hero 8 on top, I got 4K video.
I flew in Florida last Florida, and then I've flown here with a guy who just handed me completely in acro, I believe, and I just crashed it about 16 times in a row and gave it back to him.
It's a lot of money when you can't repair it very easily yourself, isn't it?
Y'all folks don't get mad at me, but it's 7 o'clock out here, and it's not that
time to turn into a pumpkin.
Oh,
well, it's not. No, it's not time
Bill, thank you. I'm whipped, man.
It's just I have certain things that I have to do this time of day.
If you don't start getting them showers in for all the youngins and this and that, he's fucked.
Or my wife makes me sleep on the couch.
I'm whipped.
So we will definitely do this
again.
Is
still comfy,
it's just
bro.
Maybe next time, everybody, please get it here maybe a little bit earlier, and we'll get some more bullshit going on. I like it better when we got a varied panel, especially for this kind of show. That was why I was calling it the Gong Show. I was hoping to get some characters and some straight guys and some wild mofos, and you know what I mean.
There's no women in here. It's more like the Dong Show.
Yeah,
exactly. That's what it ended up being. It was more like the Dong Show. And then I wasn't trying to, like, who was it? Was it Mystery D that was trying to like pick at me? And I was like, okay, I'll pick back. But they didn't like how I picked back, apparently.
Bill, what are you on over there? White Russians over there, Bill?
Sir?
Bill's Uncle Bill, you on White Russians over there?
No, this is
looked really creamy.
Yeah, I mix 50-50 peanut butter whiskey with Irish whiskey, with Irish cream. So it's like you make the Irish cream a little stronger with the whiskey. With the whiskey, with a little taste of peanut butter, so it's like a peanut butter cream.
It's almost like
it's delicious.
It's like a Reese cup.
Yeah.
Sounds like dessert.
A winter Reese's.
Yep.
All right. So, like I said, next week, if like I said, I want to do a support your local drone channel. I've got Chuck's channel. Dom, get with me and send me. We're friends on Facebook, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Okay, so send me the couple that you want me to put on. Anybody else that's got, like I said, under 100 subscribers. So we'll because what we're going to try to do, Dom is going to send us Australian channels. So we're all going to watch from our American stations. and see if they can actually hang on to the subs
what
and
happens.
reviews. Yeah, and see.
As long as they're in English.
Well, what I was told was YouTube has a new algorithm, so you will notice your older videos view counts will drop some because this new algorithm determines an organic view and a non-organic view, and non-organic views are tossed. So, like, you might have a video that's got 4,150 views on it, and you go look at it here in the next couple of weeks or next couple of months, and it'll only have 3,000 views on it. You'd be like, what the fuck?
What happened?
This is because of the new organic versus non-organic view algorithm.
Idiots.
So
algorithms.
Well, it's like I was telling the guys, I had a trailer video that literally showed up on my dashboard showing 130 views, right? And so then I go back and look at it a couple of days later, and it says 103 views, adjusted YouTube algorithm. And I was like, what? Because you know, the little information bubble, you know, it's a little eye bubble that pops up. If you click on it, it gives you the little balloon that tells you what the reason is. And it just said adjusted view count. And when I clicked on it, it said algorithm adjusted.
Yeah, they didn't watch enough. They didn't get 30% of the view time. So
I was
got
like,
fixed.
So it was like,
my best friend just showed up.
Screw you. We won't give you any.
Yeah. So, but no, another thing I was talking about was that Mainlight Drone, who does Christian, we were talking about, he was noticing that the same very thing that I noticed, that the view counts were going down, that the traffic flow was going down, that everything was going down in general. And then we had talked back and forth a couple of times, and we both realized that even the view counts are being affected.
Just make sure you allow your ads. That way you get more view counts, because if you allow ads, they're going to give you more views.
I don't think they even ask anymore, do they? They don't even ask anymore.
I don't get asked.
Settings. It's in your main
Handsome
settings.
dog there, Bob. He looks like he's jealous of your beard, though.
Oh.
All right.
We compete.
All right. It's I can hear doors banging, so that must mean that it's time for me to move. So everybody, please, like I said, if you got some channels that you want me to share next week, I want to get about 10. I think Dom's got a couple. Chuck sent me one, so there's 7. At least 7 more to come up with, because I said I don't want to go past 10 because it seems like they don't want us to do it anyway.
Yeah.
So I want to try at least that many, and we'll see what happens.
Then they think you're like trying to do like sub for sub and this and that, and start kicking your algorithms down. Right.
It's a new algorithm, Andrew. It's specifically set up to determine organic versus non-organic views.
Right.
And it's completely something new, and it's just a way
for somebody that goes to channels and subs a lot. You're probably not going to get that sub when they sub to you. You probably won't end up with that sub in the end. That'll be one of those channels that kicks off, and you lose in the end with that. You know, the YouTube, play. Always, if I got to get 1,000, well, you better get 1,010, because algorithms are going to kick you back 8. So you're going to end up with 1,002. So yeah, that's one of those ones that'll kick off in that. Right.
How many channels? Let's ask you real quick for you. I know you're going. Yeah. How many channels do you guys subscribe to?
Me, probably.
I'm subscribed to more than probably 3 times what are subscribed to me.
Exactly. Like I think I'm
about I try to watch them all. It don't work.
Yeah, there's no way. And what sucks is that's why I'm not trying. I belong to so many Facebook groups too. That's why I try to watch. Like, I'll spend one day, maybe 2 days a week, that I just watch all the videos that are in Coast to Coast Drones. Yeah. And that's what. But the thing about it that sucks, and I've noticed this: if I don't get to watch somebody's video within a day or two, and then they lose a sub, they instantly think it's me, and then they're gone. Yeah. And then I'll notice that when it's the day of the week that I go watch the video, and then I'll watch it and I'll comment, suddenly my subscription count goes back up to where it was. So I'm like, okay. This happens pretty much on a bi-weekly basis. So I'm like, okay.
We'll readjust. He's active after all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Pardon me.
I mean, I pretty much lurk on everybody's channel. I'm just too lazy to. I feel like I'm doing the wrong thing if I just come in and go, nice share, or
I usually
thank
like
you so much.
video.
Have a great day.
Subscribe and like a video, but I don't leave a lot of comments. You know what
Exactly.
I mean?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll give them a thumbs
dude,
up.
that's a
and
lot
I'll
of
watch
time
it.
you got to spend commenting, and it's always nice flight. What the fuck do you say, dude?
Nice location.
I watched 3,000
Or
channels.
you spend time. If you watch the whole video and you spend time and you write out your whole comment, you realize, holy shit, I spent 45 minutes writing up that comment, and I could have watched 15 videos.
I write out a comment and I look down the scroll. I'm like, oh, that was almost the same comment.
yeah.
Kind of cut and paste.
I just checked. I'm subscribed to 440 channels, and how could you have the time to actually watch? I mean, maybe that's what they're looking at. How do you have the time
I gotta work, man.
Yeah, to look at the
40 hours of my day are at work. I don't know what you guys are doing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, I wish I had
Bill lives from work, so I mean, he's even pushing more than most of us. You know what I mean?
Sometimes
he's getting that extra.
My work is here in the
he's
house,
still pushing overtime,
but I still don't have time to sit down for 14 hours to edit a video. If I'd sit down and actually edited a video the way I want it to come out at the end, the way I plan it in my head and the way I want it to be on YouTube for everybody to see, it would take me a month to do one
I
video.
used to fly like
Now you know how I
weekend,
feel.
and then the next weekend I would edit the video so that I could take the time. Like I would take the weekend off though. With Michigan, the weather's so back and forth, it kind of works out. But I mean, half the weekends are rain or this or that. But I would edit the video the next weekend, like during my wake up and coffee. Even if I'm going to go fly on Saturday, like from 7 in the morning, I'd wake up and kind of watch the sunrises and shit like that. And I'd edit a video or something like that during that time so that I could actually go out and fly, just so I could do it all over again the next weekend. I'm like, now my weekends are gone. Fuck.
Yeah, exactly. And then what my the thing about it is like sometimes I love going and flying drones with my friends. It's a blast. I mean, it's an absolute fucking blast. There's no better time, in my opinion, than hanging out with other guys that love to fly drones and flying for the entire damn day. It's totally fun, But then when you do that, a couple 3 weekends in a row, or a couple every other weekends in a row, you start getting that look. Well, where are you going this weekend? You gonna go with your drone buddy?
That's like Florida drone me, dude. I drove 20 hours to go fly with people for 3 days down in Florida, and then I spent 2 weeks editing fucking videos for it. I'm like,
you see, because we all work, and I work full time, and I'm a manager, so I'm salaried, so I work more hours than a lot of people do. And then I stream an awful lot, as you may know.
Yeah.
And so where do you have the time to fly, ride the bike, take out the boat, go visit my dad, take out my wife at the yard? You just don't have time. So I've just been lazy, and whatever flying I do on my stream, I just, hey, want to see a video? Okay. And I just put the raw video up, and that's all I've done for about a year. It's just show raw video from my flying on my live stream, and that's it. That's all I do, and I feel kind of guilty. I'd like to put something together, and I have plans to, and I've got several started videos that have just been sitting there forever.
You can cheat like I've done before.
It's like, okay, here, check it out. Check out my flight.
You can use the software Filmora. It actually has an AI setting on it where you just punch in various videos, pick out a style, and it will produce the video for you.
Yeah.
And I have Filmora, and I haven't done that. I have to check that out sometime.
Yeah, you can actually do it. And you can
I went to
edit
Wondershare from Adobe because Adobe was costing me so much monthly. Yeah, way better.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I love Adobe products, but like Mike said, it's just
Adobe's great.
They bend you over.
But it's expensive cost-wise.
Yeah, they just bend you over. I mean,
they
if they would stick you with
time, dude.
Like every year around Christmas time, they give you that $19.99 per month for everything for 6 months. But then after that, they jam.
You're bought into it. So if you get out early, you got to pay for the whole thing too.
Yep. Yeah.
They contract you in like a cellular phone contract. You know what I mean? You're hooked in for the whole time.
Yeah.
You get out early, you're paying for that, and then yeah.
All right. I can hear. I'm definitely in trouble already.
Oh, damn, my phone's blowing.
I got to run too, guys.
All right,
Yeah,
so
I'm gonna
don't
say
forget
goodbye as
if you got somebody that you want me to share their channel, please send it to me in Messenger on Facebook. Next week will be a support your local drone channel video. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, live long and prosper. We shall see you next week.